I went and took in the XFL game at TDECU Stadium. The Roughnecks.
Roughnecks pulled it out.
They pulled it out, man. 33. They put 33 on them boys, and it was a great time. Saw your old buddy, The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we hung out for a second.
Wait a minute. Y'all hung out for a second. We
had a 3-4 minute little moment with one another. We sat and talked for a minute. And you were one of the topics that were brought up, of course. This show, the Hall of Fame, was talked about, of course.
Oh, really?
The XFL was talked about, of course. Houston and the like. I will say, do you want to know what The Rock said to me, though, about you?
No, what was it?
So we were talking, and I said, I work with Booker down here, da-da-da-da-da. And he said, Booker, and he said this before on Instagram, but he's like, man, he was so athletic. And he said, if I look back at my wrestling career, and I'm paraphrasing The Rock, but he said, if I look back at my wrestling career, that's probably my biggest regret, is that he and I didn't have more classic matches. He said, because he was so gifted. He was so talented. He said, I was just out kind of going to Hollywood at the time when he came in. He said, if I would have stayed, man, we would have had banger after banger.
Yeah, man, we could have had some great matches, man. I really think we could have had, some of those matches where I would have been able to look back and say, man, that was a good one, man. And that one right there definitely, stands out as one of those standout moments. But it is what it is. It was what it was. We got a chance to go out there and rock it a few times, and that was good enough for me. For me, it was always about the fans, going out there, giving the fans that ultimate thrill ride just one more time. So that's coming from The Rock, man. I appreciate that, man. Though seriously, I really do.
Yeah, he definitely told me to pass along a hello to you. And the other thing that was crazy is I was talking to Danny Garcia, who's his business partner in the XFL. They own it together. And I said, he was talking about how athletic you were, The Rock. And I said, it's crazy that Booker didn't play sports. He was a drum major in high school. And they both looked at each other, The Rock and Danny. And she goes, I was a drum major in high school. And it was almost like, I was a drum major, but I wasn't athletic like Booker,
Oh, man, it's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I said it home when I was watching the game. I didn't know you was there, but got a chance to watch them boys. I was just thinking about when they first kicked that XFL off, and how we got a chance to go and be a part of the XFL games. And man, it seemed like we was on board to actually have some fun. And then boom, COVID came and shut everything down. But I'm just glad to see XFL back kicking, and hopefully they'll thrive and move forward in the future.
Yeah, I'm sure that they will, man. I mean, it seemed like it was a really good first weekend, and I will say the turnout, especially in Houston,
I saw that.
man, it was a thick turnout, man. There was a lot of crowd there. There were people who drove in from like New Orleans, Louisiana, just to come to the Roughneck game.
I just hope they can keep it going. Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing: the merch stands, the lines were long, and they were selling out of all the Roughneck gear.
Wow.
Like it was sold out. People were on the headsets. Hey, we need more hats down to section 101. We need them right now. We need them right now. So XFL had a good first weekend, man. Really great. Yeah. I'm happy for it.
I just hope they can sustain, and keep that crowd and build that thing and make it bigger and bigger, because it's a market for it. It's a market for it. People love that game, man. And right now, the competition is tough though, because USFL just kicked off as well.
Yeah.
But just getting ready to kick off.
I think they're getting ready to. Now, I wonder if they're going to do it different than they did last season. Because last season, remember, they just had it in L.A. All the games were in L.A. and there were no fans. Or there were limited fans.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We'll see. That's what I say. It's got to be some competition factor out there. I'm sure they're, not looking to just go out and, have, empty arena games anymore. That's not going to work.
But to have football, and I don't know what channel USFL is coming on, but I know XFL, they got a deal with ESPN and ABC. And man, it was crazy to turn on ABC 13 here in Houston on a Sunday and see the XFL.
It was on FX as well.
It was on FX as well. Okay, so yes, they're on the major stations.